In this video, we're going to start an explanation of what the Xccelerator8 does in the way of strategy and execution, but I want to preference that with the note that this expert was actually conceived out of the popularity of other expert advisors like the FAP Turbo that are what I call exotic pair scalping, semi-scalping strategies. And the accelerator came out of numerous requests to try to cure some of the problems with these type of experts. So we're going to examine first what they do versus what the accelerator does, which is my kind of my answer to the problems that those experts have. Most of the reason that these are popular, these type of exotic scalpers, are that they do produce a consistent amount of profits over time, although those profits are for the most part offset by a chronic 100 pip or better stop out that happens for a reason that comes out of just the way that these orders are triggered in the FAP Turbo type experts. Now, firstly, what they do. Admittedly, I think in the literature, the FAP Turbo, they'll actually tell you that they design their expert around this 100 period moving average. Now, note that we're looking at the euro here. We're not looking at the EUR, CHF, and some of the exotic pairs that they trade. And I'm going to tell you why they trade those. But first, this particular situation that they do trade occurs in every currency. It's just that the negative side of the equation, where it has to take these stop outs, happens more frequently in the more liquid currencies. Here you see a 100 period MA, and what these experts try to do is pick up a sell up here and a buy down here on these very short swings around this moving average. And in the video on choosing your indicators, here is again one of the weakness of these of this particular expert, the FAP Turbo, is that indicator versus the 100 period MA. They use as their base trigger on these upper and lower ends the stochastic oscillator, to try to get a velocity actually on this. But they have to force that indicator to place the trades up here, and they do that by telling it that it has to place sells above this moving average and buys below this moving average. And they have to go a step further and say that it has to be so many pips above or below this moving average. Now, the weak point in all of this is right here. After the stalls, there's always some kind of breakout. And these long period MAs, they are great for picking up that stall period. But on the breakout, they're still registering a stall here, even though we get a rapid breakout. Now, even right here, we're in that stall sensing mode, and we see this very rapid breakout, which is the doom and gloom of these experts. Because what it's still doing is saying, I want to place a sell up here. It's above that MA. And we're expecting it to go down because this is still registering a stall. But it doesn't. It keeps on going up and forces the stop outs. Here would be an example where we're in a stall indicator mode for that MA. We'd be coming down here with a FAP Turbo and getting an order right about there, and boom, there you go with your stop outs. Now the accelerator, on the other hand, Oh, by the way, in order to try to limit this situation, they are also forced to limit trade times. They try to limit it to the Asian hours or the nighttime period. When you're in the States, for instance, the Asian exchange hours are during the night. There's less activities. There's more stalls. They trade these exotic currencies that have lower swing cycles. They don't want these long and fast breakouts you get in the more liquid currencies. And they also limit the trades on Fridays so they don't get this off of news reports mostly. So they've done about everything they can do to limit the exposure to these long breakout situations, but as a result, you are limiting trading, limiting your profitability on that side against that, and you still get exposure to it, which limits the overall profitability. In spite of all that, as I said, most of these experts are creating a nominal profit and consistent profit, and so they're showing lots of activity, which everybody wants to see, because there's a general feeling that if it's not doing something, then it's not trading and it's not going to make you any money. So they want to see lots of action. That's one of the things that the Xccelerator will do, is give you lots of action, but for other reasons, not much more profitability than the FAP Turbos. And we're going to see a difference in the impact of having less activity, better trend pickups, when we start looking at the extractor and the extended trend type experts. Now, the solution, there's just really nothing you can do to offset this without actually redesigning the whole strategy and reprogramming an Expert Advisor to do something entirely different than what these FAP Turbo types do. And that's basically what the Xccelerator is. It does everything pretty much exactly the opposite of what this program, what these exotic scalpers actually do. And one other note, as I finish up this part of the explanation, there's something that's come out of this that caused concern across all broker platforms, and that's that they're experiencing a higher and higher trade volume on this Asian exchange times, during these Asian exchange times, and it's causing problems on their end on filling these orders. So the rumor was a couple of months ago that they're going to have to do something about that, because this program, its success rate, is causing more and more of these types of experts to be created. What they're going to do about it, I don't know, but in the server video, we're going to talk about why that's a problem and what we can do about it. So that's the end of part one, with this brief explanation of what those do. In part two, we're going to explain what the Xccelerator actually does. Thank you.